Welcome everybody. Today we are going to see a quick demonstration of Demisto's integration with digital shadows. So let's get started by first looking at digital shadows integration and how it's configured. So here in the Demisto's integration screen, right here you see digital shadows and the command supported by digital shadows. Demisto has an extremely extensive integration with digital shadows with the APIs supported by digital shadows. So here certain example commands is finding a breach record, finding the breach usernames, getting the data breaches details, intelligence incidents region-wise, and so on and so forth. So extremely extensive set of commands that are supported by the digital shadows APIs can be used in the Demisto playbooks. If you are familiar with Demisto, each of these commands are available in the playbooks that exist. So today we actually have a digital shadow demo playbook, which we're going to walk through. Pretty simple playbook, but let's take a quick look at it. So we start the entire system with finding all breach records for a company domain. So for our example today, we're going to run find breach records for a company with domain molnet.com. So if you see here, the filter domain names is molnet.com. This is an example domain that we have created and populated with some breach data like which users are breached and what other websites on which these domains were breached, etc. So we first go ahead and find all the breach records. Then from all those breach records, we figure out all the different breaches. So the example here is a certain email address or set of email addresses with domain molnet.com. What all breaches is it part of? So get all those breaches, find the unique breach ID, then go ahead and get the breach details about it. And then from there on, after getting the breach details, we go get detailed records on the breach. So for each breach ID, find detailed records and get the user details which are involved in those breaches, and then go ahead and expire those passwords for those users in your Active Directory. So a very simple playbook, which we're going to see live run on. So let's go ahead and create an incident. Now, typically what we are doing here is a breach investigation and looking at regularly if there's current domain, which company molnet.com is part of any breaches. So this could be scheduled as a job in Demisto, but for now we're going to manually trigger and say check for breach records for molnet.com. And let's run our digital shadows playbook quickly. So as soon as we do this, if you see this particular playbook started to run, and pretty quick, it's going to digital shadows and getting a bunch of details here. So let's go to the top and start to see what we are seeing. So first of all, we say find all breach records for molnet.com domain. So we find a bunch of these records. So Adam Smith, Alster, Byron, etc., etc., etc. All these breach records that are found right here, and these are all the users that have been compromised. Now, the interesting thing is these users are part of a lot of different breaches. So if you look at the entire table here, there are multiple different breaches which have resulted in leak for this particular domain. So if you see, these are breach IDs 4048846, 40884, and all the details and this set of passwords and other details that we know about that breach. Then you can go ahead and get the details on each of those breaches. So here we are seeing that myspace.com was the original domain where all this data was leaked from. Source URL is pastebin and all the other set of details for this particular breach. Then moving on from there, we go ahead and get Active Directory user details for the users involved in the breach. And this is Adam Smith, which we saw was the particular breached on. And we have all the details about that person from Active Directory. And then we go ahead and expire the password for that user. And just like that, what we have shown in less than 5 minutes is the fact that Digital Shadows, which is got all the detailed data for breaches, could be used to figure out where your company information is. And all of that hunt could be automated using Demisto's integration with Digital Shadows. Thank you.